Hey, it's Tristan from Webfirm here. So today I'm talking about page speed and SEO. So Google's got a new set of metrics for measuring how fast a web page is, and they plan on using these metrics in the algorithm to help rank pages. So there's three main things that you need to know. One, when this is happening. Two, what the hell these metrics are, and three, how you can check your site. So Google announced on May the 28th on the Google Webmaster blog, which I'll show you here, that they are, announcing these new metrics. So the first thing you need to know is there's no need to panic. It's not due to become part of the algorithm until early 2021 at the earliest. And when it does, that's when you might have some impact on your rankings if your site is slow, or a boost if your site's fast. So it is time to start thinking about your plan if you need to get some work completed so that your site can be faster when these changes come around. And that's why Google's letting us know about them now. So there are three metrics that make up the core web vitals. And this is from the web.dev site that Google has that tells us about these kind of concepts. So LCP is the first one, and that's largest contentful paint. So that's the time that it takes to load the bulk of the content that's useful for users. So in between when they first request the page to when something useful appears on the screen. The FID is first input delay. That's how long it takes for a site to respond to the first user interaction. So you might have been using a website that seemed to load, but then clicking on things doesn't seem to do anything for a while. And that's what this metric is trying to measure. So it might well display, but doesn't respond quickly. And the last one is CLS, or cumulative layout shift. This is the amount that the site changes without any immediate user input. So you might have seen a site for yourself where you've moved your mouse to click on a button, and that's when an ad loads and you end up clicking the ad instead, or something like that happens. Or when you're scrolling down a page and an image might load and you lose your position on the page. CLS is a measure of how much of that thing's going on. Google doesn't like that kind of thing, which is why they're giving us a way to try and measure that so they can eliminate it. So the good thing is Google's given us some benchmarks that are considered good, needs improvement, and poor for these metrics. For each of them, there's a way to measure them, and then there's an indication of whether you're doing well or not. So from our perspective, it's really great to finally have that clarity to be able to say objectively that's too slow or that's nice and fast. And of course, you can check these metrics yourself using Google's Page Speed Insights tool. So I've just whipped one up here for Wikipedia. This one you can see on the Page Speed Insights tool. The three metrics you need to worry about are these ones. So largest contentful paint, first input delay, and CLS. And you can see Google's tagged them with this blue tag to say that these are the core web vitals. And you'll notice for this site, obviously it's Wikipedia, they're doing very well. Their first contentful paint, largest contentful paint, first input delay, and cumulative layout shift are all largely positive. And so they're not going to have any troubles here when these changes roll out. That's for their homepage though. And so for a lot of people, you'll be more worried about, or just as worried about, your inner pages on your website. So there's a new report in Google Search Console, which will give people a picture of how all the various pages on their site are loading. And we'll talk about more on that in the blog. So if you'd like to read more about that, hit the link below. Otherwise, we will catch you again soon.